Did?
Interrupted, yeah, and people were just looking for something to sink their teeth into, and we just kind of like.
How did you all meet? Just more of a, because you're all very, like how does a violinist show up at a rock band, rock club?
Yeah, I was looking to join a band. I had done it in my earlier years, and so I put my feelers out into the music scene, and then Jeff was apparently looking for one or something interesting.
We were doing a lot of like cover band, like duo sets at the time, and I thought it would be easier to get booked for that stuff with the violin player, and I thought it would be a cool sound.
It is a very wonderful sound. The keys and the violin, really, I was very impressed. Okay. And then band members, Jason is still Marcella?
Yeah, Jason, Marcella, Andrew.
And who's your drummer?
His name, Richard Stuverud, is on the album, and he's going to be playing on the release show too.
Okay. So you can talk about the band members if you'd like. I looked up Dave Cruson that you had him on.
Well, yeah, let's not talk about Dave Cruson. Okay. That was something we were supposed to do, and they wrote it in the press release, and then it was like too late to take it out.
Oh, okay.
He's a friend of the band, but we haven't really done anything with him yet.
Wonderful contact. Meaning of your band name. Okay, we already talked about that. And tell us about your new label, Deco Entertainment. Okay, I got it right here. So it must have been correct.
It was later
somewhere.
I said
okay.
it, though.
And where can people buy the EP? Talk about your social media. Where can people find you? Last year I saw you at the Sony Hall. You've been playing it. Okay, so what's coming up with your release? You're going to be performing around the city, or what's coming up?
Yeah, we have a show at Mercury Lounge the day after the release.
Oh, okay, Mercury Lounge.
And we're going to Seattle in March. And there's going to be some Jersey and Philly in between, but like we can't say anything equivocally yet or unequivocally yet.
Equivocally. Oh yeah, unequivocally.
I know it's one of those things that like flammable and inflammable.
And regardless and irregardless. Yeah. I'm from the Midwest, so we had a lot of mispronunciations. Fedora, it's Fedora. Yeah, I had a few things that were wrong. Recording process. Tell us about and what drew the people together with the project. Okay. I try to get it in an order, upcoming live shows, and where do people find you? And I'll say something at the end. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Now this is a tape show. I tape it like it's a live show, but we do have an opportunity to stop if we need to, right?
After all that cursing Jeff does.
Yeah, no language, right?
Correct.
Okay.
It's best. It's a
myself,
family
yeah,
show.
for
I might
sure.
have to edit it out, so.
Yeah, no language, don't worry.
Try not to.
It's a little early
It
for
does
language.
happen, though. It does happen. But go along and talk as much. I usually ask lead questions, and I want you guys to talk. It's your interview. Sure. Some hosts talk all the time, and I think it's important that you be the speaker of the show. Cool. Okay. So I'm ready to go. And
all right, everybody, have a good show. Here we go.
You got the tape going, right?
Camera.
You got the tape going?
Of course I do.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
So have a good show in 5, 4, 3.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ginger Broderick, and I'm the host of the Ginger New York TV show. Welcome to Ginger Fridays here at M&N TV Studios. We are taping at our new studio on West 38th Street in the Hudson Yards neighborhood. I have a great show for you today. A new band named Scotia Rose, and I have the front man, founder, Jeffrey Weiss here, as well as Antoinette Addy. She is the violinist in the band. So I want to welcome you both to come in. Thank you so much for joining me at Ginger New York TV. We've been talking for a year, and we finally made it happen. So thank you. Welcome to come in.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. So it's so exciting. I met you guys a little over a year ago. You were performing at Sony Hall. You were opening for the Sons of Cream. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You were a really strong opener for a band like that.
Thank you. That was a really fun show.
Really fun.
And they sounded great too.
Yes, I was really, really impressed. And one of my friends, I happened to bump in there, and that's how we happened to talk to you after the show. And we've stayed in touch ever since then. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
And now you're developing, you're releasing a new EP, I understand, in December. So congratulations on that.
Thanks.
That's your first release of music?
Well, we released a couple singles last year. This is our first formal release. It's the first release that you're going to be able to buy physically, too.
Good for you. Good for you. And that's going to be around early December.
December 5th. December 5th.
December 5th.
DecoEntertainment.com.
That's great. How did the band all come together? I understand you're relatively new, founded about 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2023.
3?
Yeah, Jeff was, well, Jeff tells the story so much better,
Well,
really.
We're equal opportunity here.
I'll pipe in when I have something good to say.
You know, it was coming out of the pandemic. We're all looking for, you know, something new to do. A lot of people were coming out of projects that just were not clicking, or things just, you know, they were interrupted in the middle of the pandemic. And I started doing the cover band thing, which I had never done before. And because I knew I was going to be able to meet people, you know, that were in the same place as me, that really just wanted to write, you know, arrange new music and record it. And there was a lot of trial and error. There was a lot of gigs that weren't so much fun, but like, you know, we eventually found the right pieces and we had the right conversations and we started, you know, putting songs together.
Good for you. And who are the people that you're making reference to? Is this the band members or more of your
The
team
band
managers?
members, yeah.
Yes, we have an excellent keyboardist, Jason Laney, and him and Jeff are very tight, and they were making a lot of music together. Eventually, well, I was playing with them as well on stage, you know, just doing rock and pop covers, a lot of Taylor Swift, and Jeff texted me one of his songs, and he said, "What do you think? Do you hear violin being on this?"
Oh.
And I was like, "Yeah, I think I could put." That was Run.
Run was the first
yeah,
one.
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I think I could actually hear violin on
Yeah.
that. So we started working on his originals, and Marcella was another person that was playing with us, and she just fit in perfectly with that music as
So you-
well.
Guitarist?
Guitarist, yeah. Amazing guitarist.
I'm forever taking guitar lessons, so I'm always, you know, watching the musicianships on all of you in performance. Lead singer, vocalist over here. Really wonderful. Do you have an acting background, by the way?
I don't.
Oh, wow. Because
I
you're
don't.
so engaging with the crowd. That made me wonder if you had an acting background.
I have a background as a fan, you know, and I know what it's like to feel connected from the audience. And you know, these are lessons you learn over time if you're watching the bands that you love. And I used to go to a lot of shows. I mean, I still go to some, but like that used to be my life, was just going to shows. It was the escape from, you know, the 9 to 5. And you know, when you see people who really know what they're doing and really know how to connect, you know, that stuff kind of like rubs off on you if you're
I see.
there to learn.
Very good. Wonderful.
He was just born with it.
Yeah.
I love that role for Jeff. Like, I love that he's doing the vocals. You know, it's based on his music, mostly so far, I believe. And I love that he just brings all that energy, and I could just worry about playing my instrument. I don't have to worry so much about that.
So do you write your part into his music, or does he arrange that for you?
Yeah, for the most part, I write my own parts, but it is collaborative. You know, so when we're writing music, for the most part, each person will come up with their part, and then if one of the band members has an idea, they might pose it, which could be accepted or rejected. Like in Run, the line that we keep playing, Jason wrote. But that came after a while, so he heard how it was going, and then it inspired other things.
It's a wonderful song. It was your first video?
Yeah, that was our first like song as a band, the first original song as a band.
Very good, very good. We'll be hearing it a little bit later on in the show, so thank you for bringing that up, because I wanted to ask you which one is your favorite. So you have an EP that's coming out, 4 songs, and that's really, really exciting. How long has been the process of writing and producing this EP?
Well, you know, writing it took a little bit more than the actual production. You know, all of these songs we were playing live for at least a year before we got into the studio. Some of them, you know, were being played at the first show we ever played. Be Your Baby and Play Heroes were right there with Run as far as like the beginning of the band. So there was a lot of, trial and error on stage, learning what works, what doesn't work. The other two songs, Good Times and Narcissist, came a little bit later. But we've been playing them live for about a year now. And we got into the studio in January, middle of January. And the songs were mixed and mastered within a month. But, we were sitting on them a little bit because I didn't want to just release it into a void. So many, young artists, make that mistake and fall into that trap where they're just like, they release a song and they just post it on their personal social media. And it's like, no one's going to listen to that. Like we've all been there. And I wanted to find some help with the label. So I was just pitching it to everybody. And, Deco Entertainment, they wanted us.
That's wonderful. Well, they were really, really smart to pick you up.
Thank you.
I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you. We talked about the band members. So you have a couple of guys and a couple girls. So it's kind of evenly split. That's really great. A lot of rock bands are male only. It's
That's
hard
true.
for girls to push in. So I really appreciate that. I heard that song Narcissist, and I thought that's my term of the year. I've learned all about narcissists, and that was interesting. I really enjoyed that. I was at your show at the Bowery Ballroom, a couple months ago, I guess.
Yeah, in August.
In August it was, I thought I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
I guess that wasn't the show where, as Jeff's singing Narcissist, this one person in the crowd is like, that's about me, that's me.
What was that? I don't remember that.
What was the inspiration behind that song? Yeah.
That's like the most personal song I ever wrote. And when Antoinette brought up Taylor Swift before, at the beginning of our cover band situation, we were playing a lot of Taylor Swift songs. So I wanted to write one that I thought that if she was a guy, that's what she would write.
Oh, interesting.
So it was like a situation I went through with somebody that I was dating very seriously, and listen, if you listen to the lyrics, you'll figure out what it was, what it was exactly about.
I'm listening. I was listening.
It's pretty straight up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was listening, because that's really what my awareness of this year is. All the behaviors and the patterns of a narcissist.
Yeah, I wanted
thought
to
it
be
was
hyper self-aware to the point where you're really holding yourself responsible for the negativity that comes into your life romantically.
Yeah. It's very easy. It's very easy to happen. So the release is coming up in December. Do you have any shows planned for this release?
You want to tell them about Mercury Lounge, Antoinette?
Yeah, we are playing a release show in December, December 6th, at Mercury Lounge, which is a favorite spot of ours. And it's going to be a very big, important day, and preceded by the album release, which is also very exciting. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
So we're all very excited to get that finally out there, as well as on vinyl. Should be fun.
Oh, wow. It's very good. Very fun. And any kind of video being released?
Yeah, we got a video for Good Times that's coming out November 13th. And we have a video for Narcissist, which will follow. And we might be cooking one up for the other two songs too, probably.
And how do you put the videos together? Is this part of your management team that does this, or is it something more of a collaborative project with you and the band members?
One of them,
because I enjoy watching your videos, so I was just curious how you
one of
manage
them
that.
we were working with the label
The
for the
last
Good
one.
Times video. Like Antoinette and I were editing footage of us as a band, and then we were looking at different stock footage that kind of made sense with the song, and then we had the label and us work together to kind of piece it all together to make it coherent.
Very good.
And Narcissist was a friend of mine. I asked him to put it together, and he was like, I like this song, so.
And one of the other ones was a friend of mine.
Well, there you go.
Queens and Kings.
Queens and Kings,
Yeah.
Yeah, they did some live footage. They
Yeah.
followed us
At the-
around, walking into the venue, and live show. I think was
At
What up,
Cutting Room.
Hugo? What up, Hugo?
yeah. Hugo Salazar is a friend of mine. He's a producer and filmmaker. So
Okay.
he said he'd always wanted to do a music video.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so he actually put a lot of TLC into that and had all these ideas and all these different shots that he wanted.
Yeah, I was watching it. Yeah, I'm so sorry I missed that cutting room. I really wanted to go, but I had a conflict, and I wasn't able to go. But that's one of my favorite music venues.
It's a great room. It sounds great in there.
Oh, I
It's-
love the sound there. Yeah, I go there a lot. Yeah, yeah, wonderful. And you work with Travis Harrison, I understand.
Yeah, he
Producer?
produced the EP. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, really, we were really excited to work with him. He did, all of the Guided by Voices records, and that's, it's one of those bands growing up in New York, going to college here. That was just one of those bands that people were listening to. All the cool kids were listening to. So it's cool. It was just the way that happened was cool. It wasn't supposed to happen that way, but it did. A mutual friend of ours, Tom, got us in touch, and I really enjoyed working with Travis. It was
I was
really,
wondering how you met. And you have a mutual friend that
Yeah, a
did
mutual
it,
friend that
right?
I worked with on another project a couple of years ago. I wanted to work with him, Tom Beaujour. What up, Tom? Yeah, he put us in touch with Travis, and Travis was just like, it was just a pleasure to work with. It was easy. It was, and like everybody in the band was talking about it too. Like, we all thought that like there was supposed to be, when you're in a band, there's supposed to be egos and like pissing matches all the time, and everybody was just having a good time and, just creating.
That's a wonderful formula.
Yeah.
As you hear about a lot of band arguments, and it's really sad. A lot of drama too.
I'm
And-
shocked. Honestly, this band it has been a real pleasure. That's never happened. I cannot think of a single, nothing even close.
Yeah.
I really can't. And Jeff would always refer to the fact that it was such a pleasure to work with everybody, and I'm like, well, yeah, of course it is. But no, it's true. It is kind of rare to actually have everything go super smoothly, and everybody's an amazing musician.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And to be like so easy to work with, come together so well.
The energy's all very cohesive. Yes,
Yeah.
it really comes across in your performance.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was talking to Jason the other day, just like one of my favorite things about this group is that you can write your part before somebody else writes theirs, because nobody really takes up anybody else's space sonically. So it's, everybody's kind of doing their own thing, and then it comes together really, really nice.
So you develop the main portion of the song, and then you send it out to them to fill in their parts. Is that kind of how it works?
For this EP, that was the process was mostly I came in with lyrics and chord changes, and certain songs were changed a little bit more. Certain were extended more. Parts were changed, taken out. Things were put in, but yeah, that was kind of the process.
And when the changes were happening, was that more in the production part of it or in the writing part of it?
I would say like as soon as we were in the rehearsal space, it would, somebody would hear something and like, let me flip this, because this is a little too this way. I write very simple.
Yeah, usually like he'll have like the,
Excuse
Bless you.
me.
it's okay.
Sorry. Hold on. Woo. Sorry.
Bless you.
One of the benefits of having a tape show these days.
Usually what'll happen is he'll have the skeleton of the song, the lyrics and the chord changes like he says, and I feel like Jason always gets in there pretty early because they work together all the time.
Oh, okay.
And then he'll send it out so we can hear it usually, I think, and then we'll get in a room and we'll all just play and write, at the same time. Sometimes we'll have a while with it and we can think of a part on our own, but sometimes it's just on the spot. And everybody is so naturally talented that it often comes together really quickly. Some of the things were done in production when we were recording. Like Richard Suverud had some really great ideas, and other ideas were sparking too, and we threw them on there. They sounded great. And then we had a live show, I think the next day, the big one, if I
It was
recall.
either the next day or the day after at Mercury Lounge.
Yeah.
Also, right?
And
Yeah.
then I was trying desperately to remember the changes that we did on the recording so that I could add them into the live show because they sounded really good, but they were all very new. But it didn't change the whole structure. It was just cool little add-ons.
Where did you record the music?
In Gowanus, Travis's studio is called Serious Business. Was it Gowanus? Not Gowanus. It was Dumbo.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
He's
Serious
Brooklyn.
Business Studios. Yeah, his studio is in Brooklyn.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Good for
It's
you.
classic.
We recorded most of it live. We came in with some overdubs, but most of it was recorded live. The drums, a lot of that lead guitar was recorded live. Marcella was just shredding on that day. That was a fun day. That was a really fun day in the studio.
And what's your musical background? You're a vocalist, but are you also piano, guitarist, drummer?
I play guitar. I play guitar.
I'm forever taking guitar lessons. I'm in guitar lessons now.
I should probably go back.
She teaches violin.
I do.
We don't need a violin player though.
That's great, great. What else do you do during the day when you're not involved with the band?
Book shows for the band, book shows for myself, book shows for other people, book shows for the bands that other people in the band are in.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, just
Are you like a manager?
moving things
Or
forward.
is it-
I don't like to use that word because you know, I like to say artist, but you know, I'm
Oh,
trying to
okay.
help, trying to help the people that I can help, and you know, if I can.
Very good, very good. And you yourself, you mentioned that you're a violin instructor.
Yeah, I do. I run NYC Violin Studio,
Okay.
and we teach adults violin. So by day, I'm a teacher. By night, rock star.
Good for you. I told her before you arrived that I took violin lessons for 2 years, and teachers have to have a lot of patience.
I don't mind at all. It's nothing for me. I mean, because I know all the steps on the way, so it's no big deal.
Oh, okay.
I can see where it's going. I see the problems are easy to spot. It's so easy.
That's great. What made you decide to become a violinist?
Well,
Because it's a very difficult instrument.
you're saying it like you know from experience. The pain is here. You're speaking from a place of trauma. I see.
Yes.
When I was really young, I did tinker around on a bunch of different instruments. In fact, me and my brother Joe would jam on whatever was there. Keyboard. We had a drum set. 'Cause my dad had a friend that would have a band rehearsal in the garage. So we'd just leave his drum kit in there.
Oh, how wonderful. Oh, I
And-
love drums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He taught me like this basic move,
Oh, okay.
bow. It's such a classic drummer name. For some reason, I never thought to jam on my violin. I don't know why. It just wasn't that. Like, it'd be like jamming on your third grade recorder. It just doesn't come to mind. You're like, that's not a fun one to do it. So, eventually, just in school on Long Island in public school, they were running, with their music education program, and honestly, that third grade was the first time that they offered, orchestra. So I chose violin because I thought it seemed cool, and I've been playing it ever since.
Good for you. I didn't have music education in my grade school, and I'm very disappointed when I hear schools don't have it or cut their programs because it's so, so, so important. I got involved with chorus when I was in high school, but I didn't have the musicianship behind to be in band, and I think that's so, so important, So, so, so important. So good for you. And how long have you been performing as a vocalist?
On stage, over 20 years, 22 years maybe. Yeah.
Really?
There was little, breaks, but, so it wasn't like consistent 22 years. But yeah, my first gig was about 22 years ago.
Isn't that something? Wow, good for you. That's why you come across as being with acting training, because you're so engaging with your audience.
I've been on stage for a long time, and each opportunity is an opportunity to learn. And not every performance was good, especially not at the beginning. But like you learn, and then you ask people that know better, what can I be doing better? And they tell you exactly what you can be doing better.
interesting.
And then
Can you give some examples of,
the number one example is you'll see so many singers, especially at these at the local level, at these smaller clubs, they'll be in front of their mic stand like this.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
like
And
shy, almost?
maybe they're not shy. Maybe in their head they think they're Jim Morrison or Iggy Pop or whatever.
Okay.
This is what, but from the crowd perspective, it makes you look small, it makes you look timid, it makes you look weak. So, I had a vocal teacher, Victoria Birdie, and she would always be like, make yourself big and always be out. And that's just one, but that to me is like the biggest one, because you'll see that happening all the time.
But it's very engaging, yeah.
But there were all kinds of little tips like that. Don't do this, don't drink water, don't. Well, but I always say if you're going to drink water, you have to make a thing about it. Like tell the crowd it's important to stay hydrated, make sure you're staying hydrated, make it a part of the show, and then you can drink water. But if you're doing it in the middle of like a jam or somebody's solo, you kind of like...
Oh, dismiss the...
It's
interesting.
a little faux pas, IMO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could see that. I follow a band, and they were out getting pizza like before a show, and I talked to another vocalist who doesn't eat dairy just because of issues that they have. I was so surprised. So do you have any kind of dietary issues at all, or do you have to refrain from anything when you're...
It's better not to drink too much beer before you go on stage, because then you get burpy. But, you know, and don't eat anything that'll give you heartburn. Otherwise, nothing crazy.
Okay, good, good. Any words of wisdom from you?
Well, making a transition from classical violinist to electric violinist in a rock band on stage, they're performance-wise, I mean, technique-wise, you're doing the same thing, but presence-wise, it is a lot different, and that's something I actually would talk to Jeff too about all the time, because in orchestra, like, you know, you're just sitting next to other people with your eyes on the music and the conductor. There's no incentive at all to have any facial expression whatsoever, because really you're paying homage to the music and the composer. But in a rock band, I mean, you are the show. Your music is a big part of it, but when they're coming to see you, they want to see something, I'm sure, right?
Are you familiar with Lindsay Sterling?
Absolutely.
So that you're describing her, right?
Oh, I know. She's done amazing things. Like
I saw her in concert.
You did?
At Radio City.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
really love her.
Yeah. No,
That's a dream venue for us, Radio City.
Oh, yeah, and it's possible. I mean, I followed the Beatles tribute band, the Fab Four, for many, many years, and for their 10-year anniversary, they had enough followers and fans that they were able to sell out Radio City. So
That's
it is
cool.
possible.
that is really cool.
And they started out at the China Club on the Upper West Side, just 10 people, their friends, 20 people for their first show. I came in year 3, and I've been following them for another 23 years after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long-term fan.
Yeah, I'm a fan, groupie.
But yeah, Lindsay Sterling, she is a phenomenon. I'm so impressed with everything she's done.
Yes.
I should take dance classes just so I can do what she's doing.
Yeah, it's
You know
really
who she is?
amazing.
I don't.
She plays violin and dances and does like acrobatics at the
Yes.
same exact time.
Oh,
Like
okay.
live violin, no recording.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
Flying
that's-
through. I watch her. I saw her when she was dancing through like the ice castles or whatever, and then she hooked up with John Legend. I follow him. Been following him for a long time, and his original drummer, Swiss Chris, was one who helped me book for my first 5 years here at the show. He had amazing friends, performing artist friends, and she really took off. They had the same management team. That's how they all got together, and then she really took off after that. And I think she was on like America's Got Talent, and they kind of poo-pooed her or
that is
whatever.
true, yeah.
I was really surprised because she's so lively.
Yeah.
But she had Gloria Gaynor that came on at the end, and
We're like
she-
2-3 degrees removed from
1 degree removed from
1
Gloria
degree
Gaynor.
removed from Gloria Gaynor.
You are?
More than once?
A friend of the band that we've played a couple of gigs with, John, a wonderful drummer. He is her touring drummer.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, we've been trying to like open for Gloria Gaynor just to
Good
get
for
that
you.
story going.
I'm friends with a sax player in her band. And
Current
see?
sax player in her band or
Well,
past?
he plays with her a lot. Dave Mullen is his name.
Okay.
Swiss Chris was a drummer for him when she was on touring, and Danny G. And then she kind of changed some band members over the last, I don't know, it seems like a couple of years.
Sorry, no, I heard she's a little trigger happy because we have a friend that's been fired by her twice. So, what up, Ivan?
Yeah. So I follow Dave Mullen, and I call him my Irish brother, and he performs a lot with her. He's been a long-standing sax player for her, but I haven't seen anything recently. And I was at a party in New Jersey when she was there.
Oh.
Yeah. She's one of my favorites. And I remember watching, when I was growing up, I watched this horrible movie. It was called Chainsaw Massacre, and I was so afraid, and I had to drive home from the country I was so afraid because that movie was so scary. And I was listening to that song, I Will Survive, and that got me home.
Oh my God.
I know.
That's
That
why I don't
got
watch
me
scary
home.
movies.
Yeah, I don't. I think
Anymore.
I just stopped after that one. That was really. My boyfriend didn't even want to walk me out to the car, and I had to go through some bushes in order to get to my car. It was out in the farm, out in the country, on the farm, and I'll never forget it. I never forgave him for that. But I survived. I was like, I will survive. I will survive. But yeah, we all love
Amazing.
Gloria. Good luck. I hope that happens.
And now we see the important role that music plays.
Oh, it brings everybody together. Yeah, it's a wonderful community. Wonderful community. And we all need music. You know, it brings us back. That's what art is. It brings us back to a happy time in our childhood, or you know, memories and friendships. And I think music is really, really great, especially as people get older too. You know, there was someone here who was a guest on my show. His name was Alan Merrill, and he wrote the song "I Love Rock and Roll" that was really made popular by the Joan Jett. And he was really, really an impressive individual. He passed away early on in the COVID pandemic, and we all so miss him. But he was so much out in the music scene in New York. I mean, generations of people, you know, and he was mentoring them and working with them. Plus, it, you know, gave him something to do too. You know, as an older musician, you know, he was able to be out and help others. A really wonderful community.
Yeah, we appreciate that so much. It's like, you know, the older heads that like have been opening doors for us and just making things easier for us. It's first of all, it's super duper flattering, but second of all, it's nice to know that that still exists in the world, because it takes a village.
It really does, and and you know, one of the things that I learned. I mean, I grew up in the Midwest, and I made a solo move here, and one of the things that I learned is that you have a dream and you just keep moving forward, because as you continue to move forward, there's people around you who are going to recognize your talent, right? So, and that's why we're here. You know, we want to be a springboard off for other great things that come your way, because so many great things happen to guests of Ginger, New York.
That's why we're here. No.
That's why you're
We're
here.
here for you. We're here to hang out with you. Which is that's true.
And kudos to you, Jeff. You know, you've been really great about staying in touch, you know, because we met at a time when the studio was going through a lot of transition, and I just couldn't, you know, come in here and have it be a loss of time for you, because we had so many technical issues going on with the show. But you were very patient with us, and we're rocking and rolling
Great
now.
to be here. The timing worked out perfectly. You know, we
Yes.
have a release to promote. We're not just talking about
Yeah.
how amazing we are.
Great. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to talk about before we close out the show?
Yeah, I don't want to go too deep into it, but like Shirley Manson from Garbage, the singer, she had like a little speech that went viral recently about how they are backing out of the touring industry because it's just not affordable for them anymore. And if it's not affordable for a band like Garbage, it's not going to be affordable for any of the smaller bands. And you see a lot of smaller bands that were doing well, you know, in the mid-2010s, you know, relatively well. They were on tour and they were able to afford to be on tour and make a few dollars. And, you know, a lot of them broke up after the pandemic because, like, the new reality is just super grim for them. And it feels like everything, you know, whether it's sports, whether it's music, everything is becoming this, like, luxury brand where if you don't have $300 for a ticket, you know, whether it's the Knicks, whether it's Oasis, whether it's Taylor Swift, you're gonna get priced out. And then there's, you know, there's nothing else. There used to be, like, a mid-level. So we gotta save the middle.
That's correct. I'm a big fan of younger bands. There's some, I remember someone telling me, "Oh, you haven't seen Hamilton?" And I said, "Well, the tickets are $1,000, you know?" And it's like, well, instead of going to $10, $100 shows, you just put all your money to one. And I was like, oh, okay. But I think about, I would rather spend $30 or $50 on 3 or 4 shows to see younger bands that need that support, as opposed to the ones that are higher established and things like that. But that's why I'm out in the Out in the music scene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you're a live music fan.
I am. I've had guests who sat at my table, at the bitter end, and it was like a Tuesday night, and I didn't have a guest for Friday. It was like, oh, you're a musician, you have a band, you want to be on the show on Friday, and we've been longtime friends since then.
Yeah.
So it's fun for me because I'm a very serious professional during the day, and I really admire the dedication you have as musicians to do what you love, because endless hours of work.
That's true.
Just to learn your instrument and perfect, and just like you said, you go out and you have a bad night, and then you have to get up and start all over again and try again, see something else works, but keep with it, because you really are a great band. We were all very impressed with you the first time we saw you at Sunny Hall.
Thank you so much.
And I'm
Thanks
so
for saying that. Yeah.
So happy for you to come in.
Thanks, Ginger. Appreciate it.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if we could look at the group shot here, so if we could wave goodbye, and okay, and then kind of, okay, good. And then I need to close out the show. Okay. I'm going to thank you, everyone, for joining in this afternoon's show of Ginger New York. We had Scotia Rose here, so check them out. They have new music released in early December, and they'll also be performing at Mercury Lounge later this year as well. So check them out. Thank you so much, Antoinette Addy and Jeff Weiss. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining in. We'll see you next week. Maybe, there we go. Okay. If we wave one more time. Thank you. All right. Fabulous.
Awesome. Thanks.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yes.
How was that?
I thought it was great.
Okay.
I thought it was great. Good. And we did about, so I can have some pictures with them after the show.
Recording on 3.
What's that?
You're recording on 3.
Okay, great. So I need for us to take off our mics, and I want to do a couple of stills, some photos, after show photos. What's that?
I'm going to record 3 because
Okay.
you're standing up there.
Okay.
You want
Yeah. Thank you, Rich. Was it an easy show?
Yeah, it was.
Except for the ones that are difficult.
Shop now. Everything is in the shop now. In a tiny studio, everything is in the shop. All right, why don't we get all together so I can frame up the shot?
If you want to be in the middle of the Scotia Rose sandwich.
Okay.
Okay, there's your wide shot. This is your camera. I got a head to toe shot right there. There you go.
We like to do strike a pose kind of a thing.
Okay.
So maybe a little attitude, something.
Wait, I'm playing.
Oh yeah. Charlie's Angels. Okay, and I want you to
Oh, we're doing. Oh no. Do that. Yeah, but I didn't feel.
I asked you to step back like 3 inches.
Me or him?
Both.
Oh.
I want, okay. And then, okay, good. And then look at camera 3. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. And give me another pose.
Okay.
Let's give him the one.
Should we switch sides just to shake it up?
Yeah.
Number 1. You're the one guy. I don't do
No,
one.
because we are the ones.
I'm doing one now. I never thought this day would come.
What's wrong with the one?
And put your finger down a little bit, Jeff. Okay, great. And one more. Okay. Great. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Ginger. That was fun.
That's what that means. We're number one.